Bengal tiger, extinct for over a century, is making a comeback. These clone tiger cubs at the Beijing Zoo are the latest of a number of species that have been cloned back into existence in the past 5 years.
We're less than 5 years away from seeing mammoths back on the planet.
Not if it's going to happen, when it's going to happen.
It is simply a function of time.
And sometimes animals that went extinct millions of years ago, like dinosaurs, left their blueprints behind for us to find. We just had to know where to look.
In Colossal's case, the woolly mammoth, which died off roughly 4,000 years ago. The company announced a major breakthrough, how to essentially reprogram the cells of elephants, allowing Colossal to then recreate their modern-day version of a mammoth. You'd be forgiven if all this sounds like... Colossal says this process will allow them to not only bring back other extinct animals, but also save animals on the brink of extinction, and even improve the environment by restoring the animals to old habitats.
A unique partnership between the Presidio Trust and the California Academy of Sciences is bringing a lost part of the Bay Area natural environment back to life. It's a melding of science and conservation that's about to take flight.
Not many butterflies get the celebrity treatment. But then again, this bunch is about to make history, turning the clock back nearly a century in San Francisco's Presidio. He says the butterflies will replace a long-lost species called the Xerces blue that went extinct in the 1940s. Biologists from the Academy were able to identify the closest living relative to the extinct blue Xerces. Combining sophisticated genetics with matching samples from their own collection, the results pointed to a species known as the silvery blue.
It's not really a mammoth, it's a mutated Asian elephant. To put them back now isn't to replace something that was once there, but it's to put an invasive species into an environment in which it's never been before.
For the Presidio, it's the latest in a string of native reintroductions, ranging from coyotes to pond turtles to the western fence lizard. And they believe partnering with the Academy of Sciences could offer new opportunities.
For years, scientists have tried to revive extinct animal species. The process is difficult and they've had mixed results, but it's much easier with CRISPR. And there's big money in de-extincting animals.
What if bringing species back from extinction could help bring critically endangered species back from the brink, help hundreds of threatened species thrive, and support the restoration of the planet's critical ecosystems? That's the goal of Colossal.
A company called Colossal Biosciences secured $150 million in financing just last year. They plan to resurrect the woolly mammoth, the dodo bird, and other extinct species.
What are they, nuts? It's like these people never seen a movie. They're making Jurassic Park for real.
They kind of are. And when a new technology emerges, governments of the world ask, is there a military application? Well, in this case, the answer is yes. CRISPR has launched a new kind of arms race. Countries are hard at work right now trying to build the world's first super soldier.
A world without crime, with liberty and justice for all. That's within our reach, thanks to the 200-plus superheroes in the Vought family. We see a bright future ahead where there is a Vought hero in every town.
Homelander?
You boys okay?
Despite the World Health Organization condemning the use of CRISPR for anything other than medical necessities, governments around the world are very interested in its military potential. What could the military do with CRISPR? Think Captain America or Wolverine. Real-life superheroes. Super hearing and night vision. Increased muscle mass and bone density. Tolerance to pain, immunity to poison. Reduced sleep requirements, even regenerative healing. The possibilities are endless. But here's something scary. These changes don't have to be made to embryos. They can be made to full-grown adults. In 2017, Russian President Vladimir Putin said his scientists would soon be able to create a soldier with specific characteristics that would let them fight without pain or fear or regret.
You hold with the soldier.
Yep, and China doesn't want to be left behind. They're allegedly testing soldiers right now.
And they have found that there is ample evidence that Chinese scientists are very interested in applying biotechnology to the battlefield, and specifically the CRISPR gene editing tool, which raises a ton of questions. Picture super strong commandos who can operate on 3 hours sleep, or a sniper who can see twice as far as a normal person.
In 2020, France announced it's looking into enhancing their soldiers. In 2021, the UK entered the arms race. The UK's Advanced Research and Invention Agency has been given £800 million to research genetically enhancing soldiers. And you can't have an arms race without the good old USA. In 2019, the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, or DARPA, launched a project to explore genetically editing soldiers. One last thing. Remember Colossal Biosciences?
Yeah, the company making Jurassic Park?
Yep, they have a new investor.
Wait. Do you mean?
The CIA.
Oh, no!
Yep. The CIA gets a black budget of about $100 billion a year, more or less. They're throwing a lot of that money at genetic research. Colossal Biosciences, Ginkgo Bioworks, Metabiota, Biomatrica, and T2 Biosystems all allegedly receive millions in CIA funding. These companies use artificial intelligence for gene mapping, genetic testing, and other DNA research.
Whoa.
What?
One of the companies the CIA funds is called T2?
Yep.
That's literally what Terminator 2 is called.
It was.
If the CIA is using AI and gene editing, they are literally creating Skynet. Like, for real.
They really are. And speaking of Terminator 2, remember the rest of the title of that movie?
Judgment Day.
Judgment Day.
Our divinity is the part of us that's ancient, it's timeless, it's ageless. It is where our creativity, our intuition, our imagination comes from. And it's what sets us apart from every other form of life. And as we get in deeper into the biology of how it works, we can only access our divinity through our bodies, through the DNA antenna of our bodies and the cellular structure of our bodies. There is a movement to replace our bodies, the transhuman movement, to replace our bodies with synthetics, with chemicals in the blood, sensors under the skin, computer chips in the brain, artificial intelligence.
Before CRISPR, most of this was achieved with selective breeding and gene splicing.
Our lab has combined the DNA from a variety of species to create a completely new life form.
Gene splicing involves physically cutting DNA and inserting new genes into the genome. In 2009, Japanese scientists spliced jellyfish DNA into marmoset embryos to make them glow in the dark.
So Raw Story reports, quote, a Georgia Republican legislator named Tom Kirby introduced a bill he said would ban the mixing of human and jellyfish embryos.
Not only did this work, but the gene is now passed on to their offspring. This is the first time this has been achieved in a primate. Since then, scientists have created glowing sheep, pigs, and even glowing cats.
You actually look at the bill that came through the Senate on this issue, it allows for human-animal hybrids, chimeras. I mean, it has all kinds of way out, almost science fiction type stuff that it allows, which are things we've been dealing with.
Blindly stumbling past all the red flags, sleepwalking right into their trap. In this vault, the government is performing experiments, creating chimeras, human-animal hybrids, specifically humanoid fish creatures.